The All-Star voting ballot, the fan voting, came out. The first fan in voting returns, and there was a lot on this list that surprised me and shocked me. I'll look at the Western Conference, and the first thing I see is LeBron James at 9. I cannot remember the last time LeBron James has been this low. I never expected LeBron to be this low. And I wish I would have gotten some of the information or the notes because I'm sure somebody went out there and was like, the last time LeBron has been this or that was blah, blah, blah. Maybe ever. Maybe this is the first time since like his first or sophomore year that LeBron has been like ninth in voting in the Eastern Conference or West. As far as fan voting goes, this is kind of crazy to see. For those of you that may not have seen the full listing, just to give y'all some context, some of the names or one of the names above LeBron that is going to really make you scratch your head or catch your eye is Denny Avdia of the Portland Trailblazers. He's 7th. Denny is 7th in the Western Conference fan voting above Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, James Harden. He's above some heavy hitters. He's top 10, and he's right after Anthony Edwards. But never in a million years coming into the NBA season, if you told me Denny Avdia was going to be higher in fan voting, this is not coaching and any of that. These are strictly just the fans. I would not have guessed that he would be higher than Kevin Durant or LeBron James. I don't even think I would have given Denny more votes than Anthony Davis or James Harden. And it ain't like he plays for Toronto or one of those big market teams that is known for pumping up their players in as far as the fan voting goes. But my gosh, talk about a breakout year. Shout out to Denny. Another thing that catches my eye, my boy Stephon Castle has reached the top 20. Did not know Stephon Castle was getting that much love. I thought he was kind of a guy that I don't want to say was underrated, but kind of, going under the radar a bit as far as all-star type of talent. But no, already Stephon Castle, reigning rookie of the year, 93,000 votes. He is ahead of Kawhi Leonard and Chet Holmgren, and right below Jimmy Butler out there in the Western Conference. Scotty Barnes, with the Toronto fan base behind him, with the Raptors playing some of the good basketball that they're playing. I think they're 4th in the Eastern Conference as of today or as of recording. He's not in the top 20, which was kind of disappointing to me. I am a big Scotty Barnes fan. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big Brandon Ingram fan, and he is the representative of the Toronto Raptors right now. They have Brandon Ingram at 12th out east with 130,000 fan votes, which, hey, I think that's a pretty good number for Brandon Ingram. But to see that many votes go to BI and to not see Scotty Barnes, I mean, that means Scotty Barnes didn't even crack 100,000. The last person on the Eastern Conference list is Franz Wagner at 98,000 votes. I would have thought just with the Toronto fan base alone, maybe a Drake plug or, somebody else that got some juice in Toronto, maybe Scotty Barnes get a nice 100,000. But no. We also out east got Maxey number 2 behind Giannis Antetokounmpo. I think that's an incredible nod to Maxey in the career that he's having, scoring the ball, career year for him. No Joel Embiid and Paul George on a consistent basis, so he's kind of worked his way into a number 1 guy and has shouldered a lot of the responsibility out there in Philadelphia that has led to a kind of successful start for the 76ers, considering the injuries that they're dealing with and how much time 2 significant pieces that mean a lot to them have missed. So Tyrese Maxey is deserving. Super, super, super surprised, though, that he's above a Jalen Brunson, who's number 3. I think he outbeat Jalen Brunson by 32 votes. Jalen Brunson with the New York market behind him, I definitely thought would have been a lot higher than Tyrese Maxey. And then to round out the guards, the top Eastern Conference guards, point guards, that is, Cade Cunningham is 4th behind Jalen Brunson. So it's good to see Cade kind of get in the mix. Donovan Mitchell is there, Jalen Brunson there, and there's a big gap. The top 4 out east, Giannis, Maxey, Brunson, Cunningham, 1 million votes. 1 million votes. And then there's a 150,000 vote gap between 4 and 5. Cade Cunningham has 1,171 votes, while Donovan Mitchell comes in right behind him at 851,000 votes. So again, about roughly 150,000 votes difference. So there's a clear gap out east between the top 4 and the next 2, because Donovan Mitchell has 851,000, Jaylen Brown, is around 808,000, And then there's another drop off where Karl Anthony Towns is at 510,000. And then Jalen Johnson drops to 3,000. So, hey, man, big discrepancy out there out east. One thing that I did notice, Michael Porter Jr. has 150,000 votes. He's top 10 in the Eastern Conference in All-Star fan voting. I love this for Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr. has been phenomenal. Everything that he said he was going to do and others were saying of him, he's delivered. And for a guy that has dealt with so many injuries, who has dealt with so much in the NBA, being traded from a championship contending team to a rebuilding Nets team, and for them to feel like, they were going to upgrade that way by divvying up their money, was the right move. But I can see as a competitor having that chip on your shoulder, and he's responded. He has responded. A lot of people thought that Michael Porter Jr. was going to get to the Nets and not really do anything, but just shoot up a bunch of shots. They've been playing some really good basketball of late. They've been playing some really inspiring defense. He's been leading the charge offensively, coming off of screens. I think his value is even higher than when he left the Nets. And to see him be able to have the success, I'm actually rooting for Michael Porter Jr. to be able to get into the All-Star game for the first time in his career. This is the guy that, again, he wasn't supposed to do anything he's doing based off the injuries he's had, the back issues since college at Mizzou, and to still have the success that he's had. He fell in the draft because of it, almost fell out of the lottery, worked his way up into being a really, really above average player as a starter on a championship contending team out there in Denver. And then again, to be moved because his contract was so hefty and they didn't think he, was worth the money he was getting, go to a rebuilding team. And now he's having a career year and showing another side of himself to the point that the Nets may have to consider making him available because you may be able to get a young, talented player and 2 first-round picks for him. I think Michael Porter Jr. has been linked to the Detroit Pistons, the Golden State Warriors, and some various other teams that I kind of can picture him in, these uniforms. Michael Porter Jr. with the Pistons sounds really good if they couldn't get a Larry Marketing. Michael Porter Jr. sounds really good in a Warriors system, being able to play with Steph Curry and be a jumbo shooter at 6'10", being a sniper. I would love it. So shout out to Michael Porter Jr., man, rooting for him. And even if you watch, somebody brought it to my attention and I weirdly seen it on Twitter almost the next day. Michael Porter Jr. wears something on his back leg. And I think he has what they call drop foot because of the back surgeries that he had. And so when you take that into consideration, already just dealing with the back issues is one thing, right? And he's talked about it, and he's talked about how much love he had for Ben Simmons. But to see him, the tool he is wearing or the brace he's wearing is for people who have to relearn how to walk after they suffered a stroke. He plays basketball in that and has played the last few years at a very high level. Now, he's had some series and some games where he struggled and didn't look like himself. I know last year he was playing through some things. Was it a shoulder injury or something like that? And, it didn't look always as so sexy. But considering the multiple back procedures, considering the drop foot thing and having to play through some of this stuff, he's had a hell of a career. And it would only make you think if he didn't have the back surgeries and he didn't have some of the things that he's dealt with from a physical standpoint, how good would Michael Porter Jr. be? Because remember, in high school, this was the guy. And he is still with all of this. A lot of this stuff, a lot of players wouldn't be able to come back from. Another thing that I noticed before I got off on the MPJ thing, the Knicks have 5 players in the top 20 of Eastern Conference fan voting. They talk about market presence. They ask why people always wanted to be in the big markets, why people always go to New York and LA or Chicago. This is why. We have Brunson with 1 million votes at number 3. We have Karl Anthony Towns with 510,000 votes at number 7. We have OG Anunoby at 123,000 votes, right behind Brandon Ingram. We have Mikal Bridges at 15th, right behind Giddey at 113. And then we have Josh Hart right below Mikal Bridges at 106,000. Josh Hart has more votes than Norman Powell, Paolo Banchero, Franz Wagner, and Joel Embiid. So I got a crazy idea. Let's put all of the Knicks in the All-Star game. Let's do the Knicks versus the field. And I guarantee we make it interesting. We ain't going to win, but we make it interesting. That is my reaction to the NBA All-Star fan vote. Hey, fans, y'all did a good job. I like some of these votes, man.